Hey guys, it's me, Jacob Knight, here to just jump in and say that Lewis was unavailable this week. So I took over, first time running the podcast, and we don't have video and bad audio. But I'm in charge, so what did you expect? So I'm just having a conversation with a friend of mine here, and we're just going to talk about geeky relationships. Enjoy the podcast, and thank you for listening. Welcome to the Geek Press podcast. I am the co-host Jacob Knight. Unfortunately, Lewis is busy forgetting about all his social media platforms, so I'm here to run them. And today we have a very special guest with us here today. It's my one and truest oldest friend, a graduate of Chapman, an internationally competitor at speech and debate forensic science, and a graduate of Chapman, Rodolfo Juarez Pinedo. Rudy, what? First of all, how are you? And what have you been reading? What have you been watching lately?
I've been good, Noah. Good to hear from you. Yeah, Chapman University. You had to
Mhm.
say it twice just to make sure everyone heard. I am actually rereading Transformers More Than Meets the Eye. I went to a comic book shop about a couple weeks ago, and I was just digging through the
Mhm.
trenches, looking for treasure, and I found one of the earliest issues. Like, oh, I gotta add this to my collection. So, boom, I'm rereading it again. It's been
Mhm.
almost 2 years since I've read the whole series, and it just feels like it's bringing back good memories.
Mhm.
As far as watching, what have I been? I recently got HBO Max. I
Ooh.
saw. I got it because I'm just waiting for Godzilla Kong to come out,
Mhm.
and I know there's Tom and Jerry on there. I don't want to get into that. So, uh, you know what? I need to. If you got any recommendations for me, because honestly, haven't been
Oh, I
watching.
have a million recommendations.
Oh, well,
Lovecraft
hit me with it.
Country, Young Justice, so a few other things that I forget, but they're pretty good too.
There's too many. It doesn't even come to the mind. Yeah,
too
I
many
get it.
too
I get it.
too many things. So normally on
Too
this
many things.
podcast we kind of have multiple topics, and we kind of have our headlining topic, and then the others are just these little sub things we go on about. But I thought it'd be interesting if you and I could talk about dating, because I feel like we're very paralleled in the sense that I go on dates, but they never go past that. But I feel like you're a serial relationship type of guy who will date for like a while and be in a relationship, then end it. Like I feel like you're not a casual type of guy. I feel like we're opposite like that. Would
Oh
you
man,
agree or would you
no. First, I
disagree?
don't even. We known each other for
Mm-hmm.
like 15 plus years. How do you know you go on? When's the last date you've been on? I,
Don't call me out like
you don't
this.
tell me about this.
I
You
don't.
didn't tell me
I
about
think
this.
at Rio Hondo,
Oh,
I went out with this dude. We saw a movie. That's why I don't really talk. I don't talk about dates unless they matter, really. So that's why I feel like I don't talk about a lot about my dates. When they rarely do happen, it's because it's like that, and it's just hangout for me. It never goes
just
further.
hanging out. For me, I, I I think you kind of put it. I think you kind of
Mm-hmm.
summarized it pretty well. I go on. There's moments where I go on multiple dates. I think the longest streak I've ever had was
Mm-hmm.
maybe four in a week, every day, back to back, and it's exhausting. Which is why I don't like dating. So if I'm gonna find
Yeah.
someone, it's gotta be. We gotta be doing it for at least a couple months, couple years. Gotta. I like it to be in the long haul because oh, because I just got for everyone to know, just got off a relationship
Mm-hmm.
back in December. So I'm just trying to hop on and getting a relation back on the dating scene, and it's
Mm-hmm.
exhausting. It's so exhausting.
Now,
And so we're on the
yeah,
topic of geeking stuff.
yeah.
So
I was gonna
what dates do you?
transition. That's a transitional, the
Okay,
transitional
there we go.
phrase
There we
into a
go.
topic. We're both big old geeks. We're both big old dorks. And I
That's
just
right.
want to get your opinion. Do you feel that as kind of this geeky dude, how does that give your dating life perspective? What does that do for it?
It gives it. It helps make the dates, and it
Mm-hmm.
helps, and like it cut everyone's different. So here's how
Mm-hmm.
everything in my dating life is geeky. So I did movie dates. Those are
Mm-hmm.
nice. Go meeting up the person, getting the
I don't know.
popcorn,
I
getting
feel
the
like movie dates are
popcorn.
weird unless you know the person already.
it's awkward because like
Because you're just
you
sitting
pause it and
there
the movie
and you don't
starts, and
know.
you
Yeah.
have to shut up, yeah, and watch it. But then when the movie's done, boom, that just gives you talking points. You know,
Hmm.
oh, what did you like about this? What did you like about that? Oh, have you seen this movie? So you know, in the beginning it's rough,
Hmm.
but then it's once the movie's done, you can do so much with it. So that's why I
I
like
don't,
movie dates.
I don't know. I feel like it has to be
I've done a couple of
interactive.
those.
Because if
Hmm.
you're just watching, you're just sitting there for like 2.5 hours saying nothing. Maybe
Oh,
here's some popcorn, you know.
oh, here's what people hate me. This is why most movie dates end bad. 'Cause I'm a talker. I like to talk
Uh-huh.
during movies. I like,
That's not
oh, did you
good.
see that? Or like, or I laugh, or you know, I was like, I didn't like that part. So like, yeah. So that's
I
probably why
respect that.
that's the last time I've ever heard from them. But from the
Hmm.
very beginning, step one, when most of my dates go on through
Hmm.
online dating. So uh, one of the questions I
Hmm.
ask,
Oh goodness, here we go.
because I love Transformers. I'm a huge
Yeah,
Transformers geek.
as we
So
all know,
I
because that's
ask
the first thing you
people that I'm dating
mentioned on this podcast was you're a Transformers fan. So
exactly.
go
So
ahead.
I'm swiping right, and then boom, it's a match,
Hmm.
and then you know they give you the option of like send them a message.
Hmm.
So I'm like, oh hey you, if you were a Transformer, what would be your alt mode? And send. I was like, yeah, that's a good question. That'll get the conversation rolling. And 9 times out of 10, I never hear back.
Yes,
Never
one
hear.
hundred percent.
I get two responses. So
Okay, what's it
one
to?
of them is nothing. I get nothing
Hmm.
back. Get left on red. Number two is like, huh? Or like, what? Like, they have no idea what I'm talking about. And I'm like,
I,
oh no, this is not going to work out. So
yeah,
then I don't even bother replying back.
you
So
shouldn't.
it's just, it's, yeah.
You know what? I
It's,
understand that
it's rough.
because I've been on Tinder and I've, like, I've messaged a girl and maybe give like a pun or something. Like I'll do like a dorky joke, and there have been times when I have been literally unmatched because of that joke.
Damn.
Like, so I understand.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Being a geek and the dating world, it's rough, because you either you gotta find someone that's on your level of what
Hmm.
you like. Because if you're not, if you're both on different levels and you're both are geeking about two different
Hmm.
things, it's gonna be like two ships,
Hmm.
zoom in the dark in the ocean,
And it's all different if you're a
Sometimes,
nerd or a geek or a dork, because nerds are smart.
yeah.
I'm not a nerd. I'm definitely a geek. I am not smart in that way.
Even if it was with two geeks
Hmm.
too, like anime girls. I can't because I don't watch anime. I've seen
Hmm.
like a couple, but like I've met girls that are like really into animes, all
Hmm.
the different types, or One Punch Man and My Hero Academia, and I've never seen it, and I can't match them on that level when I hear them geek out about what this means to them and all that,
Hmm.
and when I talk about my Transformers, what's it mean to me? It's like, huh? It's hard. it's
What,
even hard for geeks to take
and
audience.
what's even
That's awesome.
suckier is that when it's something I do know, and they're just like, "Oh, I love this show," and I'm just like, "Oh, you are
Yeah.
cute." But girl, that show is trash. What are you talking about? Because geeks are, we're so
Oh,
passionate about things. We're so
that is
passionate
true.
about such
That
irrelevant
is true.
things. So it's like,
Yeah.
oh, you
Yeah.
liked that? Like, which is funny because normally something like that you wouldn't really care about, but because I don't know, our fandoms or whatever are just so, I don't know, so big to
Obsessed. We're
us, it
obsessed.
means
A
something.
fandom. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
fanatic. Yeah, exactly.
Like
It's so
in normal
passionate about
hookup
it. Sometimes.
culture, if someone was just like, "Oh yeah, I like the Batman movies," they're like, "Oh okay, that's cool," like whatever. But what else do you do? You know what I mean? But we're just like, this issue of Transformers Lost Light. You gotta read. It's just different.
Exactly.
Hmm.
I well, let's see. What's another thing of dating? I remember one of the times where I think
Hmm.
when like one of the times where like I was really geeking out was reading into Lost Light. I was like an
Hmm.
issue like number 45. It's a depressing. It's like around that area where
Hmm.
my characters are having a little rough time, and you
Hmm.
feel for them. You want them to succeed, and they're just like they're failing. And then so I was dating this girl at the time, and she's like, "What's wrong, like Rudy? What's wrong, baby? What's wrong, baby?" And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Oh man." Rodimus is he lost his friend Rift, and I don't know if they're ever gonna come. But I don't think
And
they're
what you think
ever
of
gonna
that?
get
What you
back
think of
together
that?
again. and she didn't know how to. She didn't know how to comfort me. She thought I was like I was having a rough day at work, at school. Family member was sick.
Yeah.
It was a character from one of my stories. I don't know if you've ever
See,
had that.
no, I have, but the thing is, when that happens, even if you don't know what they're talking about, you gotta be like, "That sucks. I'm so sorry. That fucking sucks." You know what I mean? So even if you don't understand, you can at least understand the person's upset. Because I have hung out
Yeah.
with people, and they've been like, "Well, that's not real," and I'm just like, I'm aware it's not
It's
real.
me. Yeah.
I'm aware it's not real, but it still matters. Like I'm still invested. Like I'm sorry, I'm not like crying, but I can still be like mad at something. Like I'm mad at comic book stuff all the time.
I feel you there. So those are just like some of the. It's what it means to be a geek. But
Mm,
you know what works? So Lewis isn't here,
no.
but him and his girlfriend, you know,
Mm.
they're like on the they're in sync.
Oh
They both
yeah.
they're that's the perfect
They both play games,
couple.
watch anime. They both they're very
Mm-hmm.
like
That's how
vibrational frequencies. They're real hitting it. Maybe he should have been
exactly they
on it.
sync up.
Maybe he should have been on this to tell us what we do wrong.
Exactly. Lewis, we gotta we gotta bring this back. Part two. We gotta bring it part two.
Uh, uh,
What's your perspective on everything?
part part two of this
You want
podcast, he'll be on and he'll just be
right?
like,
The fans demand it.
what I think is interesting is that I think there's this detachment of like hookup culture and kind of geek dork fandoms, and there is definitely like hookup culture and geekdom, but I think it's very different. You know what I mean? It's just transcribed differently
Mm,
because geeky nerdy people they'll hook up, but it'll be like different. Like it'll mean different things, or you know, it's a different.
I get what you're saying. I get what you're
Mhm.
saying. I wouldn't hook up with someone like if they were like geeking over. Uh, trying to think here. I'm blanking out right now. I'm trying to run through my own experiences.
Mhm.
Like ever like, oh no, this isn't gonna work out. What am I doing? I gotta get out of here. But I see what you're saying.
uh,
I wouldn't want to. If someone was trashing Transformers, or if someone
mhm.
was trashing like one of my other favorite graphic novels, like reading that, I know for the time, like,
Yeah.
pass.
Like okay,
I don't
okay.
think it's gonna work
We're
out.
gonna do a scenario. We're doing a scenario right now. Okay. I'm a hot girl, and you're trying to hook up, and I just say, yeah. So the Michael Bay Transformers is just a superior Transformers, you know. And what do you do? But it's a total yes. Would you still go for it? You
I
just
can't because you know, right more in the moment, I'm gonna be thinking about
right in
flashes of
the
Michael
right
Bay are coming in my mind. Like, I can't get
right
away
in the
from it.
middle of intimacy, you just gaze upon
Exactly.
Optimus Prime dying, and you're just like, ah, that movie was trash last night.
No, why did I do that to my boy? You
Why
know
are they
exactly.
writing dinosaurs?
Like,
So,
bye, Michael Bay. You know exactly. So
mhm.
no, it would not work out. What about you? So you delve into a little more. You're breaking it down like
I
how
think
it's different upon geeks.
I think the thing is that I've never really had too much problem with people over geekdom in a sense of uh, having something to talk about. I've more so had trouble connecting because
Mm-hmm.
you know it's just different for me how I'm making this sound more complex. I'm a dork and other people I date are just not, and sometimes I need to learn to just talk about other things because you know both of us could
Gotta be.
just go on forever, and I think that
Mm-hmm.
might
I
be a
get what
little bit
you're
of a
saying.
problem. We might gotta tone it down, you know.
Exactly. Yeah, it's hard,
Hmm.
especially you can be doing that stuff when you're hooking up. You know, you're just like even like short term date
Hmm.
because you're gonna scare them off, right?
Yeah,
Like
a
you're gonna like
million percent.
you're gonna weird them out. So like,
Hmm.
it's gotta be chill. I think that's the thing. You just gotta be chill. Like, hey, sup? But they start making out, you know, and that's where you could get down to business. I guess I don't know. But yeah, now that I
It's
think about it,
you're just like
yeah,
first
yeah.
date. Yeah, I like Superman. Third date. Did you know that in Action Comics in 1983, Superman, you know?
That's the only way to do it.
Hmm.
Yeah. Because obviously when I meet up
Hmm.
with someone, I want to see at least we have some
Hmm.
commonality. I don't bring up I like Transformers right away to some people. I actually kind of wait like a couple dates in, you know, and then it's like one of those heavy burdens.
Mhm.
Like I gotta tell you something. It's like, we're 3 dates
Mhm.
in. I really like you, so I gotta get real with you.
Mhm.
I like Transformers, and not just any
Mhm.
Transformers. I like the comic books, the animated shows. Don't give me any of them Michael Bay stuff. And then I'll start ranting. And then if they like me still, then
And then
we're
it's
gonna go on to
real.
date 4, date
Like,
5,
yeah.
date 6. It's real. But
Mhm.
if you lose them, or if they don't really make sense, or if they don't make sense of it, then it's like it's not gonna work. So far, I've been on
Mhm.
like three in the past like, couple of years. I've been in 3 long-term relationships. Each of them failed. Why? 'Cause you don't get Transformers. So I'm kind of trying to put
Uh,
something together. Maybe
the-
that's what's going on. Who could say? But I gotta do more study.
mhm. Yeah, you need to find a Transformers girl. So if any girls out there are super into Transformers and they want to date Rudy, he's very
Or even
tall,
if you're not,
has his own.
I'll introduce you to it. We'll
Yeah.
get into it. We'll do it gently. I'll introduce Transformers
Hmm.
animated and Bumblebee, and then I'll go with the hard stuff later. But
Yeah.
for now, yeah.
I don't know if
We'll
I
watch
could
Michael Bay
date.
Transformers.
Yeah. I don't know if I could date someone who is just totally opting out of every. If they're just like, yeah, there's just so many superhero stuff, I can't do it, and I'd still be down to get to know the person, but I just because superhero shows and movies and content is so much part of my life. Eventually, they're gonna cross like, oh, what are we watching? I said, oh, I really want to watch this show, and they're just like, no, I want nothing to do with that. It's gonna be. It's not like a
Yeah, it's
deterrent,
more.
but it's like, you know, am I supposed to watch this in
That
secret
never
now
happens to me.
or?
I hope it never
Mhm.
happens. Actually, it kind of happened to me with movies, with genre movies. So
Okay, what happened?
I'm a geek towards like,
Oh,
I
you're
like
Godzilla. You're a big
thriller,
Godzilla thrillers,
suspense,
monsters.
action. Yeah,
Hmm.
Godzilla, adventure. Star Wars, Lord of the Rings, and all that. And
Hmm.
then I was dating this girl who she wasn't into it. Didn't like any
No.
of that. She wanted to watch what was that? I forgot the name of the movie with J Lo where she was a stripper.
Oh my
She wanted to watch
gosh.
that, or she wanted to
Hmm.
watch uh, Bad Boys for Life, and don't let's make sure
Hmm.
Diego doesn't hear this. 'Cause Diego is one of
Don't worry. Our
one
friend
of my
Diego doesn't listen to
girlfriends. Yeah.
this. He doesn't listen to this show. He
Okay.
doesn't.
Okay. But I didn't want to watch that. I don't know.
Hmm.
That's kind of like cheap humor. I'm not really into that. I don't geek over that stuff. And she does. She likes that. We're like, oh no. And we showed up to the movie theater.
Hmm.
This is one of our date nights, and we are like, oh, I want to watch 1914, that World
Hmm.
War II movie, World War I movie that came out like
Hmm.
a couple of years ago. It's like, oh, I want to watch the movie with J Lo, and like we fought over it. We were buddy heads, and at
Oh.
the end we didn't watch it. We didn't watch
You know,
either. We just went home. We went home.
see, you gotta find a
It was it was
compromise
a
like
mess.
that. You had to find. Was there no compromise?
There was I said, how about you watch my movie first, and then another time we'll watch your movie.
You know,
She didn't like that,
you know
and
what you
I
should
was
have done?
unable to budge. So
You should have watched like
what?
20 minutes of your movie and then 20 minutes of her movie and then
There
try to
you go. I
connect
can get
them.
up and go to the other
This, yeah,
theater.
just try to connect the movies. Like, oh, J Lo's working
That's
with
fine.
Optimus Prime when really she wants to work with
Prime.
Megatron. And just
Oh, spicy. There you go. Yeah.
spicy J Lo.
That, there you go.
So,
You're one of the good date ideas. So next time we'll do a
mhm.
back and forth date on movie theaters. But
Yeah,
yeah.
I sometimes I've often found that sometimes my geekiness can kind of come off as like very. I have little brother energy up the ass because I don't know how to
What?
flirt, if that makes sense.
It's hard.
Like I don't know how to flirt. And let me tell you, the one time I knew how to flirt, it got ruined because I was at this party
What did you do?
and my friend was like, "Oh,
Mhm.
this girl's asking for you." And I was like, "Oh shit, okay. You can don't
What?
talk about Teen Titans. You just be chill, just be chill."
Yeah.
So I go up
Just
and
be cool. Yeah, chill. Just be
I'm
chill. Yeah. Hey.
call me Spyro. I'm
Hey.
spitting out flame, I'm spitting out fire, I'm getting some game. And then you know what ruined geekdom didn't ruin it for me. I had somehow it came up in the conversation. I was just like, oh yeah, I identify as bisexual, right? That just comes in the conversation, and then instantly her face changed and like, oh yeah, and I'm just like, yeah, and then that was it. Then it progressed no further.
Oh
So
man.
yeah, the one time I was able to suppress my like geeky tendencies and just trying to like be a bit of a smooth talker, it got ruined. I by her sensibilities, I guess, because I don't know. But yeah, I've never had
Who could say? Who
big
could
geeky
say?
fights. You know what I mean? Geekiness, like I'm all about this, and the other person wasn't, and it didn't work. So it's
I
never
know
been
one of my
huge.
coworkers broke up with their ex because
Mm.
my coworker's a huge Star Wars fan,
Oh yeah.
huge, and he was telling me a story like how he did,
Mm.
he would butt heads with his girlfriend, and they ended the relationship. That's insane.
Wow, damn.
He's that much of a Transformers fan that I mean,
Star
Star Wars
Wars.
fan
You just
that
want everything to be about
Star Wars
Transformers.
fan that
Mhm.
he ended it. He ended it because they just couldn't get along, or she couldn't get into the fan. It's like that's intense. That's some rough
That
stuff.
is intense. There's,
But
I think that's crazy because I do have a cousin who his house because I believe he's a homeowner. He has a room that's full of
you're in
Funko
California, that's yeah.
Pops, full of Funko
Oh, I can't do
Pops.
that.
You
Oh
take a
no.
girl home and you're just like, want to see my fun room, Funko.
Yeah.
And it's just all the Funko Pops.
Into the room.
Like you have to be
Making
okay with
out with
that,
the
or
door.
making out
Make
over
out
the
all
all
the
the
Funko
Funko,
Pops.
like up against
Yeah,
the wall, making
choking
out.
all down.
Not the limited edition
Like
gold
picture that.
Simpsons.
No, yeah, you stop halfway.
No. I don't know. I feel like
Oh
there must be
man, that's
like geeky
intense.
apps. I feel like if you find a geeky app, you can just put Transformers and match with other people that have Transformers as an interest. You know what I mean?
I see that with I think I've seen a Marvel option, one of the I think I have one of the dating apps, Marvel or movies, something like that. Or you just see it on their profile. You see like they have a Spider-Man shirt, the Marvel shirt, and I'm a huge
Uh,
they have the selfie and then the background of the posters and all that. I'm not that kind of geek either.
mhm.
I guess I suppress it because if I were to look around my room, I have nothing Transformers or geeky. Maybe my books. I think that's the most
Mhm.
geekiest I'll ever get are my books.
Because you're not a figure
Not
poster
my
type of
poetry.
person.
I don't have a figure. I don't have any toys. No Funko Pops. No pins.
I'll get you all
No
that. I'll get you
sweater.
started.
I want to feel like a middle school boy. I don't want to be a middle
Mhm.
school boy.
But you know, some people
So
are just
that's the
vibing middle school boys. I don't know what to tell you.
thing. They got I'm trying to. What was an old like middle school T-shirt that was like cool back in the day? It
Uh,
isn't anymore. I remember those monkeys. Remember that monkey? And it's like I do what I want. Oh, South Park. I remember like
mhm.
all the middle school boys had like a South Park. Respect my authority. Like I. It just lives in my head. I
Mhm.
love the stories. I love everything about it. It's all in here. It's all in my books. Uh,
You just.
and I share my love towards it with other people. I don't need I don't need to like. I don't. There's no way for me to put it in my room and stuff. That's another thing too. I guess
Mhm.
suppress it. I don't know. Maybe I'm hiding. Maybe I'm ashamed.
I don't know.
Maybe
Are you?
there's a. I don't know. I just
I.
see some. I think. No, I'm a huge Transformers fan, but like I've seen other people that have like 30 toys in their room. They have a huge glass
Mhm.
case. They have all the movies.
I don't know. I don't
I don't
think you
know.
should value your worth as a fan based on whether or not you have merch on the wall. You know what I mean? Everyone has their different
Mm,
relationship to their fandom. You know what I mean? I mean, just because I have comic books in low boxes on my wall doesn't mean I'm a better comic book fan than somebody who doesn't. You know what I mean? So
all
I
right,
think
so
you're
like,
okay.
uh-huh. So say like with you, like
Okay.
you're
Okay.
bringing home a partner home. You're bringing
Mhm.
into your room. The lights are off. You turn it on. She sees your stuff. Like, how would you like? Well, what's going through your mind? She's just like,
I
oh
think
yeah,
I'm.
he or she or there with her.
I think I might be a little embarrassed actually because I do have. I have like one Funko. I have some. I don't have like body pillows or like big posters, but I have like little knickknacks. So I feel like I might have to hide the knickknacks. I don't know. That is an interesting question.
Right.
So
But
I,
then that's what you like, and that's your way of expressing yourself, and you have to hide it.
you know what? I would
Are you
also
afraid of
say
what they'll think of you?
you're a bit of a slut, but I'm not really a hookup type of dude. Like I prefer to wait. So
What? What did you say?
you heard me. I don't need to repeat myself. You're a slutty and I am wholesome, good Christian
What are you
boy.
talking about?
So the point is, I don't know if I was bringing someone home to have a romantic evening, I think I would know them well enough to be like, yeah, I have a figurine of Frodo. What of it? You know what I mean? Like I wouldn't. And I'm just like, yeah,
You want to hold it?
you wanna hold it? I'll bust out my Wonder Woman figure and we can role play.
There we go. Yes,
Oh,
exactly.
dude, I would kind of be into having like a cosplay geeky girlfriend. I'd kind of be down for that.
Listen up.
I'm a photographer. That's all I gotta say.
You have your Captain America shield and helmet.
Oh no, we're not okay. We're I feel like we could dive into things we probably shouldn't dive into on a podcast.
I have my Optimus Prime costume. You know.
You have an Optimus Prime costume? What do you have?
I do have it from when I made. My dad and I both made it a couple of years ago for Halloween.
That's cute.
And I didn't want to get rid of it. Is
it like the helmet, right?
It's a very low maintenance costume. It's not like super detailed. It's the helmet, the show, like the whole body and the legs and everything. I'm proud of it, but I show it to other people, and they're like, they're not impressed.
You know what? One day you're gonna find your RC.
But you know, I like
You're gonna find your wing blade. You'll find them one day. You'll find a girl that's gonna look at it, and you're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, that's kind of lame," and she's gonna be like, "That's so cool. Can we make one for me?" And that'll be it. That's the girl you marry.
Same with you, man. You know, you're gonna find your Lois Lane. You're gonna find your.
I'm gonna find my.
Barbara Gordon.
I'll date Barbara Gordon. I'll date Barbara Gordon. She's very smart. I'm into women that can just make me feel like an idiot. I'm just like, damn, you're so smart. Like you're dumb for getting with me, but you smart, girl. Bring it on. I'm down for that.
I love that. See, you know, when if I ever find another partner and they're geeking about something, like I like that.
Yeah.
Hearing what they're into and getting diving into
it
and obsessing over it. Like one thing that pops in my mind is like that Always Sunny in Philadelphia meme of Charlie. Like
he's the charts on the wall and he's
like, I want to get that deep with someone, or I won't get afraid of it. I'm like,
wow,
it's crazy.
I think that's a really good point. You got to embrace other people's geekiness. Like I could be geeky about comic books, but what if I meet a girl that's like geeky about Barbies? Like I should be totally psyched instead of like, ooh, like I should be like, yeah, tell me more about Barbies. Fuck it, let's go.
Yeah.
And then we find a Wonder Woman Barbie and we connect. Oh, crime? Yes, we could also crime. Steal some Barbies. Yeah, we could. Maybe I'll find a cat burglar. We'll find a cat burglar and we'll steal geeky things.
By a grappling hook, by each other grappling hooks, yeah.
A piece of Stan Lee's hair. Let's shake it. We're gonna clone him.
Perfect. The perfect place. Gotta break into it. Steal it.
We'll steal it. Which is, I feel like, unless you have anything else you want to talk about, stealing Stan Lee's hair is a good place to stop. Do you have
a nice date? I think that's
it is. Yeah, you're just like, babe, let's go steal some Stan Lee stuff, and then we just go and like just
work on communication. You gotta come up with a plan. You gotta execute the plan. Who's doing what?
Dinner dates, multiple planning sessions.
Yeah. Where are we gonna eat? Where are we gonna eat afterwards? This is perfect.
Who are we gonna blame? We're gonna blame Rudy. Okay, got it.
Where are you even gonna find Stanley hair?
That's true.
That's the biggest question.
That's
the whole date.
I feel
trying to figure out where he's buried.
Let me tell you, if I was his nurse, wherever he was being taken care of as he got older, I would take little hairs off pillows, put them in little vials, and sell them to MCU people, because you know those Marvel folks can get real excitable. Yeah, and just sell the hair in the black market. Sell them. Yeah, that'll work. Pretty penny. Buy some Transformers comic books.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
That linked back to the beginning. We linked it all the way back to the beginning. You see that?
Here we go. That's the perfect conversation. So we're back at square one.
We're back at square one. We did it. We did it 360. This is why dating's hard.
Dating's hard enough, but it's even harder dating while being a geek. Geeking about something. But
so
you know what?
If Lewis can do it, we can do it. That's kind of my motto for anything in life. If Lewis can do it, so can I. Which
What would Lewis do? WWLD.
Well, he wouldn't be here. He
Right?
didn't show
I
up.
don't know.
Well,
All right.
thank you
Well,
so
no,
much. Yeah, thank you so much for talking with me.
of
Viewers, if you
course.
are still here, thank you so much for watching. Rudy, would you maybe like to just, do you have anything to promote or any words of wisdom or anything like that?
Yeah, this is a podcast, right? We got to have an
Mhm.
advertisement. So, and we're on the subject of love. So, are you looking for love? Well, then, how could you find it if you can't see? Which is why Lens Crafters is having a promotion and giving away buy one pair and get the other one 50% off.
Okay.
So be sure to use the Geek Press's code uh, MILF Slayer 69 at
Why?
checkout and you get your free pair of glasses. So you could find love and yeah. I
Goodness
wouldn't
gracious.
just do that.
And you know what else you can do for your romantic partner? Cook them a meal. Go to HelloFresh and use code "This ain't gonna work for you, boo." Check out for 30% off your HelloFresh meal. Uh,
Okay,
okay. Do you have anything
Listen,
else?
here's a got nothing. I got
Do you want to plug any of your socials or any cause?
Oh yeah. You can follow me at Instagram and Twitter at Rudy's All Right. Causes. Here's a good cause. All right, so because the I'm always gonna promote Transformers stuff. All right,
Okay,
so
you
let's
can
talk right now.
check out the Geek Press on the Geek Press on
Father time.
Instagram and Twitter, and the Geek Press on YouTube and TikTok. Repeat once more time. You can find the Geek Press on Instagram and Twitter, and the Geek Press on YouTube and TikTok. I'll see you guys
You're
later.
censoring me.
You're
Censoring
censoring.
me. You know what? I was trying to talk about Transformers. I'm being censored. I'm starting my own podcast. This is it.